here's the final pile, and I apologize for this video being so long. I don't know if it's just because I feel super under the weather or what, but I mentally cannot process what's going on fast, so just bear with me as I go through this stuff slowly. English back, flip it over. Special delivery PQ2 in a 7.5. So this is what I was saying, that I'm thinking the surface for a lot of these is going to be scuffed just because of how they're packaged. See on the front, do we see anything? No. On the back, probably. Let's see, hold it up to the light. I'm just trying to see if I can kind of guess where it's coming from, or like get a understanding. All right. Holy wow, this is so faint. I'm not even sure you can see on camera. There's a scratch right on the back right there. This is probably the last one. They're all submitted in order. 8.5. 8.5 to 9. I think the line is pretty blurry, especially with subgrades. Like, put it this way: if the centering or the corners were 0.5 higher, this is technically a 9. So 0.5 higher on a subgrade is really like, it's like such a weird margin of error. You know, it's not really very clear cut on which is worth more. Those subgrades are pretty arbitrary. A 0.5 point subgrade is a really arbitrary thing. So I would not split hairs over that type of thing. It does suck for like, if you want to sell these cards that, you know, a lot of the time the half grade is worth more. But if you are looking to buy and collect this stuff, I would look into the 8.5s then. If you don't want to spend the 9 cost, look in the 8.5 and you'll probably save like 10-20%, if not more, for most of these cards. Random Japanese old back. This one's super beat up. Edge wear all the way through the top. Edge corner wear. I'm guessing this is the Dark Charizard I bought in Japan for $10. Yeah, Dark Charizard, 5.5 surface, 5 corners, 5 edges. Excellent 5. This might just go in my personal collection of beater Charizards, but I don't know. This was like one of those ones that I saw on Yahoo Japan. The auction was ending super, like within a couple of hours. There was nobody bidding on it, and I was like, you know, I'm already buying all this other stuff. I'm gonna get shipped anyway. You know, am I really gonna split hairs over spending $10 and, you know, $7, $5 on forwarding? No, I'm just gonna get it. But yeah, we're gonna go over to English again. Shiny Charmander. I pulled this myself from a Hidden Fate pack. 9 is pretty respectable. A lot of the Hidden Fates cards I've pulled in the past are bad, really bad centering. Actually, this one's awful centering too. We can look how heavy it is on the right and how light it is on the left. Shiny Charmander, cute little guy. Obviously one of the, you know, fan favorite Pokemon. But a 9 on this, that's an expensive card, I think now, with how much hype Hidden Fates has gotten. I don't know, it's weird that Hidden Fates has kind of had like a revival in the hype of those cards. I think people realized that baby shinies were kind of undervalued. More English. Shining Mew from Shining Legends. This one is a 8.5, which I think is, you know, honestly pretty respectable. This is pretty much what I was saying with the 8.5 in the special delivery, is that the 9s a lot of the time are pretty pricey because that's still considered super mint, mint card. So like, yeah, if I were to be a buyer, I would be looking at the 8.5 in the Shining Mew. With Shining Mew 8.5, really nice artwork. You know, does this compare to the Koro? I would still prefer Koro Shining Mew, but this is just such a cool one. And this one's cool too because it says Shining Mew on the label itself. So it's much more similar to the Neo Shinies. Then like, you know, there was a bunch of shiny cards that they did in XY, and even the baby shinies from Sun and Moon. They're really not the same because they don't note that they're shiny on the label, on the card name, which I think has some value. Or just for the collector, it presents nicer. Just another English back. Back looks okay. Actually, I'm noticing that like super obviously. You can see right there. I don't know if you can pick it up. There's like a random like 2 dots, white dots on it. It doesn't look like it's dot on the card. It almost looks like dried over like smudge from someone's fingers. Like if, I don't know, maybe there's some wet residue on their fingers, they press the card. But yeah, that's a little disappointing. I'll maybe look back. Shining Rayquaza in a CGC 8.5. Yet again, a respectable grade in this card. Really, really cool artwork. There's a lot of Shining Rayquazas, as I've mentioned. Like Shining Rayquaza has like, there's like maybe like 7 different X and Y promos that have Shining Rayquaza in them.
but this is the only one that actually says Shining on the label. So for that reason, I think this one will always hold some value over the other ones. And it's from Shining Legends, a really cool set. More English back. Pretty, oh, this one has really bad corners right here and bad edges. Wow. Wow, this is a really bad condition card. Why the hell did I send this in? Oh, it's this card. Okay. Mewtwo base set unlimited. I think when I sent, I think I got this one for free because, God, these stores are taking up so much time. I purchased this with that, God, I told that story about the Mewtwo pre-release that I had, that I picked up for $50. It was that Mewtwo pre-release and this base set one. So technically this base set one was free because I sold the Mewtwo pre-release that I had for a profit. So then I just had this lying around and I was like, you know what? I thought base set stuff would kind of continue to go up. This was like in January when I made that call. So I submitted this in. Evidently the stuff has actually all gone down. So my idea of grading this no matter what didn't really pan out. The 5.5, I could probably sell this for like $40, $30, $40. Someone pick it up. So it's actually not bad that I got it slab. I think that's still better than trying to sell that raw. But yeah, evidently that's not a good condition card. And in hindsight, I don't think I would have submitted it. And in hindsight, I would definitely not have submitted it with subgrades. I could say that without a shadow of a doubt. More English. Pikachu. This is Sword Shield Promo 020. This is from just a figure collection. Like, I don't even know what this thing was called. I had a bunch of those boxes because there was a store that was going out of business that was selling them for 15 bucks a piece. And I bought like 20. But I sold most of the promos for $5. Which in hindsight, I absolutely hate myself for doing that because this is like a $60 raw card. Yeah, 9 really, really nice artwork. Just such good artwork of Pikachu hanging out with Scorbunny, Grookey, and Sobble. This is a respectable grade. This promo in particular wasn't packaged the best, and the ones that I graded in the past got like between 8 and 8.5, so I'm happy to kind of upgrade to a 9. Here we go. Let's just run through this fast. Japanese Misty. This is from 1998. It is the Gym Booster 1 Hamada Gym deck. It's the same deck that I got the Misty's tier from that you showed. It's just a really cute holo that they did. But yeah, just think about that. A 1998 card, so a 23-year-old card now. Just cool. It's just cool to have these slabbed. And the blue from the background goes really well with the blue on the label. 8.5. Respectable grade in the age of the cards. More Japanese old backs. Fossil Zapdos and an 8.5. Not really sure if this was worth grading with subgrades, but an 8.5 and a relatively old card. Yeah, think about Fossil. Mystery of the Fossils, which is Fossil in English. Really, really nice artwork. Iconic card. Still happy. It's just like, I think anything near mint in sets that are 23 years old is amazing. 25 years old if you get to the age of Fossil, I suppose. More old back. Giovanni from Gym 2 Challenge from the Darkness. I think this is just Gym Challenge in English. But come on, just Giovanni, iconic character from the Pokemon series with a really, really cool artwork. They redid these cards as promos in XY, and I've been meaning to try to find them. They're expensive. I think they're like considered trophy cards or prize cards, but it's just really nice artwork. Just to have iconic characters with their gym badge and just nice hollow background, you can't go wrong. Japanese old back, new back. Oh my god, Armored Mewtwo. This is from the Mewtwo Strikes Back movie. Yeah, just the English one I don't really like because it has like a yellow border. I think the silver border looks way better with Mewtwo. And then I've kind of just always mentioned this. I love stamps. I like stamps on cards, add so much character to them and kind of make them like a cooler piece to look at. So yeah, the fact that it's the stamp too. And 8 is decently respectable, 7.5 on surface. These cards come packaged in, I mentioned this in the past, with like a little chip so you could play like arcade games in Japan. And that chip typically indents on those cards, which affects surface. Japanese old back, super beat up card. We can look at the edgeware there. Lots of edgeware here. Corners are kind of pushed in. Centering's not great. Oh, okay. This is Charizard base set holo. This is just regular Japanese base set, not no rarity. If this was no rarity, I would have been pretty happy to have picked this up for what I paid. But I paid like $40 for this, which is amazing. When you think about like what it is, which is amazing when you think about what it is. It's really one of the first prints ever of Charizard in the TCG. $40 even in a 4.5, I think is a super respectable grade. Because, you know, obviously high grades in this card are too expensive for the average consumer, for the average person. So I think picking up a 4.5 if you're in the market for one is a pretty smart thing to do. And then Japanese Newbeck. Okay, so this is probably the last 3 cards that we have here are probably the same. Psyduck Munch promo. Love this artwork. It's Gengar and Haunter scaring Psyduck. Kind of like a 3-for-1 value. You get Psyduck, Haunter, and Gengar. 3, in my opinion, super popular Pokemon, fan favorites. 9 is a good grade. Obviously, anything above a 9, as I say, if for Modern, is great. Wow, this is just good. I'm happy to have got this in. This one was a little bit harsh on centering. If the center was a little better, it might have been a 9.5. Let's see, put this in the 9 pile. And I'm not gonna split hairs for what I paid for the card and what they're worth now. I'm just happy they've gotten them back. Oh, 8.5. This one kind of sucks to see. This one got docked for a centering and edges, which I did notice when I had got these cards in from the seller that a lot of the Psyducks had edge wear. The Rowlets all were pretty good. The Rowlets all looked very minty to my eye, but the Psyducks did have edge wear. But I think I just made the decision to send them in anyway because, you know, cards are still worth grading. But yeah, 8.5, respectable grade. And then finally, the last one, I think it's still Psyduck. Oh, another 8.5. I would have preferred if we ended on maybe a 9 in this card. Come on, just great, beautiful artwork of Psyduck with, you know, as I said, Haunter and Gengar in the background. Iconic artwork. And I think this is still one of those ones that you should try to pick up now because they're never going to come out with them again. And while they have gotten really expensive over this past year, like, you know, when are these going to go down? Nobody can give me like a really concrete answer of why this card would go down. I think that's a fair reason to suggest people buy them. So yeah, now that we're done going over this sub, let's just go over the grade breakdown. So here's the grade breakdown. Right off the bat, it's like pretty fair. Makes a lot of sense where I am at. I will say it's a little bit surprising to me that I didn't get any 10s out of 50 cards submitted. You know, I got close on the Japanese Modern stuff, but that's super typical for me. Most of the stuff I submit in, if I'm getting a 10, it's on Japanese Modern, so I'm not really that shocked. A lot of this stuff was right in between 8.5 to 9.5. We can look at like just this distribution. A majority of the cards from the submission came back between these 2 grades, these 3 grades, which I think is a really like respectable group to kind of work within. I had some cards come in below 6. It was 5 cards below 6. But just think about like what cards these were. These were cards that I knew were beat up going into it, so I'm not shocked at all by the grade. Like these no rarities, I knew were beat up when I bought them. This one was completely like scuffed. I knew about the edge wear, I knew about the surface scratches. This one, as I said, I knew was scuffed as well. I paid super low price. And this one I knew, like, I'm not surprised by the low grades. The cards that I am surprised about though are the ones that I got 7.5s on. All 3 of these 7.5s, I'm just a little bit surprised by because I didn't notice the edge wear going into them. So these are like the 3 outliers out of this 50 cards. And in my mind, if I'm surprised by the grade by only 3 cards out of 50, I'm not that, like, that's less than 10%. Everything else seemed very fair to me. These 3, I might just have to go over them again just to double check and make sure. But overall, like, I'm pretty happy with this sub. I'm not shocked by the grades. I'm content with the grades that I got back. And I'm kind of happy with, I'm actually kind of happy with some of the 9.5s I got. I think they were pretty nice on those. But yeah, overall, a really good sub. I'm happy to finally get one of my bulk subs back. You know, hopefully the one that I submitted after this, I submitted another one a week later. That one will be back kind of soon. But realistically, the orders that I submitted in January are not going to be back for like 3 months. Like I would be shocked if I got them back in 3 months. But yeah, this was it. The video is too long. I'm not going to talk about anything else. I'm just going to wrap it here. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate the support. Have a nice one.